Good morning students, welcome to online teaching session of Academic World School, Bemitra. This is my second lecture. In my first lecture, I taught you the kinds of letters which I have already written here. You can see recapitulation of lecture 1. So see, what did I taught you in my last lecture? Kinds of letters. What were the kinds of letters? Just recall once. Take out your notebooks and just recall once. Business and official letters, editorial letters, job application, letter to principals and school college authorities. Okay, after that I wrote points to be kept in mind. Which points were to be kept in mind? Remember the points? Point number 1, you have to read the question very carefully. Point number 2, you have to be very precise and don't have to use short forms and slang languages. You have to use refined languages. Okay? So all these points you have to keep in mind. Just go through those points. Third, I taught you steps how to write a letter. So the same steps will be followed in all kinds of letters. Sender's address, date, receiver's address, subject, salutation, body of the letter, which is in 3 parts: introduction, informative, conclusion, and then comes the subscription. Okay, now do you remember with what letters did I teach you in my last lecture? Yes, placing order, cancelling order, and registering complaint. These 3 letters I taught you in my first lecture. Now, here we are going to do today is letter of inquiry, editorial letter, and job application. Okay, is it clear? So starting with, just to save your time, I have written 2 kinds of letters over here. Starting with inquiry letter. Now, inquiry, what do you understand by the word inquiry? Inquiry means when you need to inquire something, right? When you are planning something and you have no idea about it and then you inquire about it. So I have written a question in a very short. Suppose you are planning a trip with your friends. Okay, you can see here I have written in short. Suppose you are planning a trip with your friends and you want to inquire, you want to write a letter to National Travel Agency that what will be the cost, okay, and how much time will it take, what provisions they are giving, all these things. Okay, so the first and foremost, as you all know children, a letter is always written in 3 paragraphs. So while writing the inquiry letter, the first paragraph, that is your introduction paragraph, will say that you are planning, dear sir, I am planning a trip with my friends on date. That means you are going to give the duration of your stay or trip, because the person who will plan for you, he must know the duration and the date and the days on which you are staying. Okay, so duration of the stay is very important and the number of members is very important. These 2 things you are going to write it in introductory paragraph. Okay, so these 2 things will come in introductory paragraph. And then you will write that in the second paragraph, including the first paragraph, kindly furnish the following details. That means, children, in inquiry letter, whenever you are asking something, questions, it should be in points. Okay, don't just write the questions all together in the one go in a paragraph. No, it should not be in that manner. It should come in points, as I have written question number 1, question number 2, question number 3, okay, in that manner. So you will ask, kindly furnish the following details regarding the charges and facilities. Okay, so now what questions I will ask? So question number 1, see I have written number of rooms and their total charges. Okay, second, whether the hotel is providing the breakfast, lunch, is it the charges is including those breakfast or it is excluding that? You need to know that, so you have to write that. Arrangement of breakfast, lunch and dinner and their charges per head. Okay, then if you want to visit the sightseeing, you need to ask, will the hotel provide the car or vehicle for traveling inquiring about other things. So there are many things you can inquire about. Even while placing an order, you can inquire first. Okay, please send me some quotations so that I can plan an order in bulk to you. For that also you can write an inquiry letter. Okay, so inquiry letter is clear, I think so to you. Now comes the editorial letter. What is editorial letter? A letter written to the editor. Now who is the editor? The person who edits and publish our content in the newspaper. So editorial letter, I have taken a question over here. Poor quality of water and inadequate supply of water in your town. Suppose you are living in any of your area and there is poor quality and inadequate. That means not in sufficient amount the water is supplied. Okay. So you have to complain about it. You have to write a letter to the editor, and the editor will publish your article into the newspaper, and the concerned authorities will read it and they will come to know that what is your problem. So in introductory paragraph, again the format will be the same. You can see here sender's address, date, receiver's address, and when comes the body of the letter, it will be in 3 paragraphs. Introductory paragraph, through the column of your esteemed newspaper. Now this is mandatory for you to write that through the column of your esteemed newspaper, because you are writing to the editor and you want him to know that his newspaper is a very famous and popular newspaper, and through the column of his newspaper you want to publish your views, your points. Okay. So how do you start the letter to an editor? You start it through the column of your esteemed daily. I want to express my concern for what? For inadequate supply of drinking water. Okay? Inadequate supply of drinking water and poor quality. I have just written it here. Why did I put a blank over here? So that you can write anything, but the starting lines will be the same in every editorial letter. Okay, and rest you can add it according to the question. Okay, and the poor quality of the water. Now what else you can write? You can add your own ideas. Inadequate supply, that means you can write that the water is supplied less than 2 hours. Okay, and the poor quality, the management who is supplying the water is not paying attention into it. Okay, all these things you can write down. Then comes the informative paragraph. Informative paragraph in the editorial letter means the causes. Okay, why, what is happening due to that? Okay, what are the reasons? What is happening? So you write over here, as you are talking about the poor quality of the water and the inadequate supply of the water, you need to write what? The negative health impact. Okay, so the informative paragraph says that if the poor quality of water is supplied to you, or if the less amount of water is supplied to you, what will happen then? The people are suffering the health problem. Okay, so negative health impact. Okay, what negative health impact? You can even write disease like diarrhea is becoming common. Okay, then dirt and dirty condition is everywhere because lack of washing, lack of cleaning, no sufficient amount of water, and due to that you have to keep everything in a dirty condition. Okay. So these are the problems which you are facing. So children, again I am saying you, when you are writing a letter to the editor, the second paragraph, the informative paragraph will have all the problems. What will it have? All the problems. Okay? All the problems. Then comes the conclusion. The conclusion is number of innovative approaches. Okay, now the conclusion can be your suggestions, your remedies, your appeal. Okay, I have written over here remedies, suggestions, your appeal to whom? maybe the state government, maybe other concerned person. Okay, so you have to write that they have to imply innovative measures to eradicate the problem. Okay, then at the end you will write, I hope the concerned authorities will find a way, will find a solution and will provide it as soon as possible. Okay, clear? Now these two letters, I hope it is clear to you. Now the third one, which is the job application, that I am going to explain you now, because as these two letters you have already done in class 11, even job application you have done, but I want you to explain it more clearly. Okay, so job application. What is a job application letter? When you are in search of a job and you have seen an advertisement in a newspaper, right? And then you apply for the job. That is job application. Now children, job application letter includes what? It includes your resume. It includes your resume, that is your curriculum vitae. Okay? So, now, children, first we write the letter and then we write the letter and then we write the resume. Okay? So the letter will be in the same format. See over here, sender's address, date, receiver's address, subject, salutation, body of the letter and subscription. But you don't have to write too lengthy letters. Okay, too much lengthy is not required because you are already mentioning your resume in a separate page. Okay. So suppose let's take a question that you have seen an advertisement for the post of an accountant. Okay, for the post of an accountant. Now how you have to start it? Okay, with the sender's address. Okay, and suppose for the post of an accountant in fancy food. Okay, this is a company, fancy food, and there you need to apply for the post of an accountant. Now how are you going to start? You are going to start with your own address. Suppose I am writing my address over here. Okay, sender's address, then the date. Today is 19. So remember the way I taught you how to write the date? 19th April 2020. No putting commas anywhere. Okay, just you can see I have not put any commas. Then comes the receiver's address. Receiver's address, fancy food. Okay, so to fancy food you are writing, but to whom? To the manager, of course. If it is not mentioned in the question, you have to write there to the manager. The manager. Nowadays we are not putting to over here, children. Just keep this in mind. Most of you are again in a habit of putting T or to. This is wrong. You are not supposed to put to. So the manager. The manager, fancy food. Okay. Amherst Street, Kolkata. So these three things clear? Okay. Now be your subject? The main theme, remember the main theme of a letter? Your subject will be post of an accountant. Okay, then comes the salutation. So salutation will be, dear sir, no putting comma, nothing else. Okay. Now you have to say how did you come to know about the advertisement, okay, or how did you come to know about the vacancy. So you have to write it. Dear sir, in response to your advertisement, of course you have seen the advertisement in a newspaper, okay, so in response to your advertisement published in the, put it in inverted comma, Hindustan Times, dated. Now children, you have to mention the date also, because one company publishes the advertisement again and again, okay. So you have to mention the date, that on which date you have seen the advertisement. So on date, let's suppose you are writing a letter on 19, let's take the date 15, okay. 15 April, okay. Now in response to your advertisement published in the Times of India, date so and so, I find myself an appropriate candidate for the aforementioned. Aforementioned means above mentioned. For the aforementioned post. Is it clear? So this will become your introductory paragraph, that I have seen the advertisement also and so, and I find myself an appropriate candidate for the aforementioned post. You can add many more things. You can add your qualities into it. Okay. I have requisite knowledge of accounts. Okay, you can write all these. You can add any more your ideas. Okay. Now the second paragraph will have the basic details. Okay, I have done so and so qualification, all these, and then the third one you have to write that annexed, the third paragraph, conclusion. To this letter, annexed means attached. Attached to this letter is my curriculum vitae for your perusal. For your perusal. Okay. So for your perusal here means, the word perusal is Perusal. Okay. The word perusal here means for your reference, so that you can go through it. Okay. So after writing all these things, you have to make your biodata. Okay, your resume. So and listen children, most of you make the mistake over here. That when we are writing a letter for job application, we write it exactly in the same manner. Some of you do, what do? You make a mistake that the subscription part, this subscription part, can you see here? Once you are done with the letter or body of the letter, the subscription part you write after the resume. No, you should not do that. The subscription part should come here only. Okay. So because you will end the letter here only. Once you are done with all these things, you write yours faithfully, Is it clear? Remember in my last lecture I told you not to write capital letter for the second word? Yes. So keep this in mind. This is very important. It should be in small letter. Okay. Once your letter is done, now you have to make your resume. And what are you going to put into your resume? That I'll show you now. Okay. Children, when you make the resume, you will make it in a box. Keep this in mind. The letter will not be in a box, but the resume will be in a box. Okay. Now, what do you think should come? On the topmost will come curriculum weighted. Okay. Then your name. So you will write your name. Suppose I'm writing my Bible. Okay. Name. Okay. Father's name. Okay, date of birth. Whose date of birth? Not my father's, my date of birth. Okay, date of birth, whatever it is. Okay, okay. Then comes your gender. That means your sex, whether male or female. So, of course, I am going to write my female. Then marital status. Note this down, children. These are very important. You have to note all these down. It should come in your resume. Okay, name, father's name, date of birth, sex, marital status. So, if you are married, write married. If you are unmarried, write unmarried. Okay. I am writing both. Okay. Then comes your address. Your address. Now address, in some of the resume you can even write permanent address and correspondence address. It happens. Okay. So address, and then comes your important part, that is your educational qualification. Now when you write educational qualification, you are not going to write it in one line. No, children. This will look a bit messy because you have done a lot of things. You have qualified your class 12, you have done your graduation, then you have done your masters. So you cannot write it in one line. So how are you going to write it? You have to make a box for your educational qualification again in this box. Okay? And then you have to mention here serial number, then examination. Okay, suppose SSC. Okay, or I did a higher secondary. Okay, I am writing higher secondary. Then from which board? Board and year. These two things are very much important. Okay, then number one, number two, suppose BCom. From which board? This higher secondary I have done from Madhyamik. Okay, BCom. From which university you can write or which college you can write. Okay, and then comes the MCom in this manner. So you are writing for the post of what? Accountant. So you have to keep this in mind, children. It is very important to keep it in mind. The question is for what? The question is for the accountant. The question is for engineer. The question is for a teacher. So all you have to write it in this manner. Okay. working anywhere? Okay, so work experience after that. So if you have worked somewhere, so you can mention it. Okay, work experience, 2 years as accountant in Reliance Suppose. Okay, anywhere, anything you can write. So what we have mentioned: name, father's name, date of birth, sex, marital status, address, educational qualification, work experience, and then comes your what do you say? Languages known. Okay, how many languages do you know? You can write English, Hindi, if some other language, French, whatever you can add. And then at the end comes the reference. Now reference is what? What is reference? You have worked somewhere, suppose you have worked in Reliance for some time, so that means you have to give the reference of the authority who was hired to you, okay, of somebody who is hired to you, not your friend. You have to give 2 references of your higher authorities. You have to give the name of the person, okay, you have to give the designation of the person, you have to give the address of the person, and you have to give the phone number of the person. Yes, I missed something over here, children. Along with the address, you have to give your phone number also. Okay, you have to give your phone number also over here. So is it clear? So you have to write 2 references. Clear? 2 references. That is very, very important. I hope, children, you understood the letters, job application. Now I am just going to recap it once again. That today what we have done? We have done inquiry letter, editorial letter, and job application. Inquiry letter, when you need to inquire something and you put your queries in the points, which is important, and you have to and when you are writing the editorial letter, you have to mention, suppose if you are inquiring about something that you are going on a trip or something, then you have to mention the date. The points changes according to the question. That should be your own IQ at that time after reading the question. That is why the points which should be kept in mind says that read the question very thoroughly. Okay, so you have to mention the date, number of members, and your question in points. And the editorial letter, you have first paragraph will be the introductory paragraph, and you start with, through the column of your esteemed newspaper, I want to bring my views to the concerned authorities. In this manner also you can write. Okay, and your informative paragraph will be the problems, okay, the problems which you are facing, and your conclusion paragraph will have the remedies, solution, suggestions, appeal, okay, and it will all go. So is it clear to you, everyone? I have given you assignment for this lecture, and I request you all to please complete the assignment and submit me within